Hi children, welcome to science class. Today's our topic is friction, necessary evil. You might ask me, what evil, how it will be evil necessary? Evil means a bad thing, right? Like a devil. Then how it will be necessary? Let us see. That too friction, how it is necessary evil. Watch this conversation. He is asking her assistant to carry his luggage. See, what is happening? She is unable to lift it. She is trying hardly, right? Okay, however, she carried it. Next, now she is carrying simply the trolley bag. The sir is asking her, which is easy to carry? Which one is easy to carry? Tell me. Which one is easy to carry? The bag with wheels or the bag without wheels? Right, the bag with wheels. How far the bag helped the girl to carry easily? This bag without, or this luggage without wheels, and this luggage with wheels. So it is very helpful to her to carry easily by dragging it, right? Whereas while she is carrying this one, she couldn't move it because the entire weight she would have to carry. So it made her difficult to carry it. Let us see some more examples. How far friction is necessary? Well, let us see. See, a boy is walking on the floor. What made him to walk? And when we rub our palms, all of you rub your palms. How do you feel? Cold or warm? Yes, rubbing your palms makes them warm. There is also friction in between your hands. So we can confirm here. Friction produces heat. Friction is an opposing force that occurs whenever two surfaces rub against each other, right? So when we rub our palms, it is producing heat. Now push your book away. After covering some distance, the book has stopped. How it is stopped? Because there is friction between book and the table. Next, kicking ball. The ball also, after covering some distance, it is stopped. So what made them to stop? Is there a person to stop them? No. There is a force which is acting invisibly to stop the objects. That is friction. That invisible force is friction. Okay. This force of friction acts opposite to the motion between two surfaces. Try to walk on muddy or slippery surface. Why do you find it difficult to walk on slippery surfaces? Can we walk freely on slippery surfaces? No. It makes us difficult to walk. We cannot walk or run without friction. Why we cannot walk or run without friction? Because friction provides some grip to our feet. As we knew it, friction produces heat. Friction produces heat by converting a part of the energy available in the form of kinetic or potential energy to heat energy. With that force only, in the old age, the early man, he produced heat. By rubbing stones together, he produced heat. So there is also friction. So for all these works, we require what? Friction. To walk, to run, to ride bicycles, to skate, even to write also we need friction. Without friction we cannot walk, we cannot ride even bicycle also, because friction provides grip to us. You might have asked me how far friction is making us to able to walk. See, there is a grip between our feet and surface. As there is grip, we are able to step forward. Otherwise, without friction or without grip, we cannot walk. When you stepped out, immediately that step will be slided. Then how can you walk? Try. If you are on the slippery floor, try it. when you put your leg, immediately the leg will be slipped. Then how can you put another foot? Is it possible? No. So that means the friction makes our walk or our running or movement to make freely. Otherwise, without friction we cannot walk. We can observe here. See, here sneakers are there. You might have observed here. There are some grooves under the sole of the shoes. See. Why do sneakers have treads at the bottom? Why they are threaded? What for? To provide grip. See, the sportsmen, they use these kind of shoes, right? So what for they use these sneakers? Because to get the better grip. If there is no grip, can they run quickly to win in the race? No. So these are helpful for them. Even to our bicycle tires, lorry tires, all the vehicle tires also, they are grooved. They are also threaded to provide the better grip. See, the parachute flies in the air. There is also friction. The air slows down the parachute so that the parachute gets slowed down and it falls. So because of friction due to the air slows down the parachute falling down. Imagine, can you fix a nail without friction? No. It is possible with the friction. If there is no friction, we cannot fix a nail also to the wall. Some climbers. How can we climb the walls? Or rock climbers, how will they climb? Because of friction. So friction between hands and the rocks help the rock climber to climb up. What is this? How can we light the matchstick? So even we cannot light the matchstick without friction. If you have observed, on matchbox one side the surface will be rough. So on the rough surface the friction will get more so that the matchstick is burning. So without friction even we cannot light the matchstick. Sir, no? Yes. See, the girl is trying on the smooth surface, but the matchstick doesn't glow because there is less friction. Okay, till now we understood that friction makes our movement easier. Without friction we cannot ride bicycle, we cannot walk, we cannot run, all these. But excess friction makes the motion difficult. See, the road is uneven, so the car is unable to move properly. Yes or no? On uneven road, crooked road, we cannot go properly. And friction is also horrible in machinery parts. See, in the machinery parts, friction causes wear and tear in the machines. That's why the machinery parts gets wear and tear due to friction. There is another example he is giving. See, the professor offered a glass to the girl to hold it. The girl is offered to hold the glass. He applied some grease to the glass. First glass she held nicely, but when he gives up by applying some oil, she dropped it. Why? What makes her hand to slip the glass? Because he applied some oil. So we can understand, we can reduce the friction by applying oil or greasy items also. As I told you, we are able to write even with the effect of friction. Can you write the same thing on the birthday cards? Which is easy, to write on a paper or on birthday card? We feel difficult. That means we cannot write properly on birthday cards. Is it right? Yes, because the birthday cards are smooth, having smooth surfaces, so that we cannot write properly. Whatever we are trying to write, we cannot. See, while we are using blackboard, we are able to write on the blackboard because the blackboard surface is rough, so that the writing or the way of writing is possible to write on the blackboards. So what you understood from this? Friction is a contact force and occurs only if they are touching each other. If the objects are touching each other. Friction opposes the direction of motion. Friction produces heat, and friction is useful in providing a grip and preventing from slipping and sliding. So with this we can decide that friction is a necessary evil. Without friction we cannot ride, we cannot walk, we cannot run, we cannot hold even any object also. But with the excess of friction, it causes some damage, wear and tear in the mechanical parts. All these things will happen. So how can we reduce friction? Friction can be reduced by using lubricants. What ma'am? Lubricants. Lubricants means lubricants are the substances like oil, grease. Okay, these are helpful to reduce the friction between the objects. Okay, by using lubricants we can reduce the friction. The excess of friction we can reduce by applying lubricants. How to reduce friction? A part of it is given in your manual and textbooks also. Once you try to read it, already as I explained, by grooving the bottom of the shoes or tires. So with this we can reduce friction by using lubricants and the patterns of tires. And also see, we have better example that while we are playing carom board, what we do? We just sprinkle some powder on the carom board, right? What for we are doing this? To make the surface smooth. So as we are doing this, the surface becomes smooth so that the coins or the striker gets the fast movement, right? So these are all the best examples for friction and to reduce friction also. In reducing friction, how far rollers are helpful or the effect of rollers of friction, let us see. Look here. On a table there is a wooden block. When you apply some force or exert some force, it moves. Okay. Next, the same object with the help of rollers, when it is moved, how does it move? Which one moves easily? With rollers or without rollers? With rollers. So we can reduce friction by using rollers. As we had example before that, right? With the trolley with wheels. Let us see another example. See a box with 25 kgs just sliding on the surface. Okay, first one we checked with static friction, now with the sliding friction. So now this suitcase with wheels. So which one moves easily? The suitcase with wheels. Why? Because sliding friction is less than rolling friction. As we learnt in the previous class, sliding friction is less than the rolling friction is less than the sliding friction. That means for sliding friction we have to apply more force rather than the rolling friction. When we push an object, there is a friction force to the opposite of the moment. So with these examples we can understand that the rollers are helpful, or the rolling friction is having less force to move the object. With the less force, with the less exerting force, the rolling friction or the object can be moved easily. Which force is lesser? Rolling friction is less than the sliding friction. You can do this activity. Take your notebook and put some pencils or 1 or 2 pencils under the notebook. Better 2 pencils. With 1 pencil it just slides. You can't roll it properly. With the support of 2 pencils you can do it well. Okay. Then try. Just move your book first. How would you feel? Then move with the help of pencils. How would you feel? So you compare both forces in which you exerted less force. With that you can conclude. So rolling friction will have less force or less friction force. Let us see one more activity to reduce friction, that is ball bearings. What is that? Ball bearings. Ball bearings means in your cycle chains or in machinery parts they use. For this, got an idea about ball bearings, which are spherical balls in the rotating shafts with a stainless steel, metal, glass or ceramic. Okay. You can prepare this. Let us take two same kind of plates. Okay, take two same kind of plates and also take some marbles. Marbles, do you know marbles? Golil untai kada? Such kind of marbles. Okay, so in between two same kind of plates, first try by overlapping two plates and move them. By overlapping two plates, move them. How would you feel? Now, in between the two plates, insert these marbles. Now try to rotate the plates, in which you will feel easiness. Surely with the marbles, right? So that is the principle of ball bearings. That is the principle of ball bearings. In ball bearings also, between two rotating shafts means a plate like discs. Okay, so between two rotating shafts they use marbles or these spherical balls like stainless steel balls or brass balls or ceramic balls. By using these balls, they reduce friction in between the two rotating shafts, so that they can reduce friction and the machinery parts also will function well. Okay, so up to this we understood the necessity of friction and how far it is disadvantageous also we learned, and how to reduce friction we learned by using lubricants and by grooving on the tires and shoes, by using powder, or even water also acts like lubricant. Even water also acts like lubricant. That's why on the water surface we slip, yes or no? We slipped on the floor. And we can reduce friction by using rolling friction or rollers. By using ball bearings also we can reduce friction. So by taking these steps in machinery parts also we can reduce friction. Let us see another kind of friction, that is fluid friction. What is that? Fluid friction. Let's think friction exists only between solid parts. That means till now we discussed three kinds of frictions, right? What are they? Static friction, sliding friction and rolling friction. These three kinds of frictions are existing in solids. About solid objects only we discussed, right? What about remaining two? What is the matter? How is matter divided into three categories, right? What are they? Solids, liquids and gases. So in solids, the friction in solids we discussed. What about liquids and gases? Do the liquids and gases will have friction or not? Let us see. Let us see in air and water. What is the friction playing role in air and water? So this friction is called fluid friction. Fluid friction. The friction in air and water is called fluid friction because air and water are called fluids. That means liquid and gases are called as fluids. So this friction is known as fluid friction. Solid friction is called dry friction, whereas air and water friction is called fluid friction. Air and water are shapeless. Yes or no? Air doesn't have shape, even water also doesn't have proper shape. If you pour water in a glass, it will have the shape of glass. In a water bottle, it will have the shape of water bottle. So they don't have fixed shape and they deform easily. They will be deformed easily. What deform easily? Air and water. These are called fluids. Let us learn more about fluid friction. How far fluid friction acts in liquids? Let us see in liquids first. Okay. Throw a ball in water. What will happen? After traveling some distance, even the ball also will stop. What about air? Does air resist? Yes, even air also resists the movement of the object. So in these two cases there is resistance. To share an example, take a glass of water. Okay, take a glass of water and stir with the spoon. Just stir with the spoon. By making whirls, stir with the spoon. Remove the spoon and wait for the resting of the water. I mean until the water gets resistance or in the rest position, wait. Does the water stops after some time? Does it stop whirling? Yes, it stops because there is friction even in the fluids. See how the fish swims in water? By overcoming the fluid friction, the fish has to swim. Even the flights, all these also, they have to swim or they have to fly in the air by overcoming the friction. How far fluid friction influences or with what they are influenced? Fluid friction depends on nature of the fluid. Nature of the fluid. And fluid friction also called as drag. D-R-A-G. Drag. Fluid friction is also called as drag. Let us see about nature of the fluid. So to know about the nature of the fluid, what we test? The thickness, right? Yes or no? Thickness of the fluid we test it. So the thickness of the fluid is also called as viscosity. What is that called? Viscosity. Thickness that determines the fluid friction, and viscosity, fluid's resistance to flow. The viscosity decides the fluid resistance to flow. So viscosity of water is greater than the viscosity of air. So you can decide here or determine here, fluid friction is more in water than the air, and viscosity of honey is more than the water. That means the thickness of honey is more than the water. So nature of the fluid decides the fluid friction. Thickness or fluid friction, and viscosity determines the fluid's resistance to flow. And next one, first one is nature of the fluids determines, and second one, speed of the object. Speed of the object. See, the car is moving on the road with 100 mph, meter per hour is more drag, and 50 meter per hour is less drag. Okay, that decides the drag or fluid friction. Speed of the object also decides the fluid friction. Speed of the object. Shape of the object. Shape of the object determines the fluid friction. See, what is the shape of an aeroplane? Do you know? By watching the birds and fish, the aeroplane and ship's shapes are designed. Do you know that? By observing the birds, the aeroplane is designed, because to overcome the fluid friction. To overcome the fluid friction, the shape is very important. So with the shape, the friction or the fluid friction can be reduced. This is called streamlining bodies. This is called streamlining. So streamlining minimizes the fluid friction. So here the car accumulates less drag rather than the bus, because bus is not streamlined body, right? But car is streamlined, so that it acquires or it accumulates less drag more than the bus. Bus acquires more drag. So shape of the object also decides fluid friction. What is streamlined shape? To reduce friction or viscosity, see, narrow at start, broad in center, narrow at the end. This is called streamlined shape. Narrow at start, broad in center, and narrow at the end. This shape is called streamlined shape. So by having this shape, they overcome the fluid friction.